Hi, everybody. How are you? So, first and foremost, you're seeing me unshaven, which is not typical, but I'm doing some stuff around the house today, and I didn't do it. So, sorry about that. I wasn't thinking, or I would have. But hi, I am at home, so I'm going to answer questions that we get live. I'm going to answer a few questions that I have right off, but chances are I may pick up your question next week. We're kind of trying a new format with the questions to make it easier to make sure that I don't miss any of them. But if you are out there, say hi. The first question that I got, which is a good one, it's come up a couple times before, but I think, right now is the time. It is about paint. The trick to paint is if it's latex paint, paint, it's not really a stain because it sits on the surface, not in the surface. But your best hope for getting it out is soak it in water for 24 hours, change the water, soak it again for 24 hours, change the water, soak it again for 24 hours. So you get 3 times. Hey, Cindy. So 3 times. And at the third time, scrape it off with like the edge of a credit card or something and then scrub. That's your best bet. If you use well water, you really need city water for this. There's a little bit of sort of chlorination in there that helps. Hello from Mississippi. Oh, I love Mississippi. Can color catchers be reused? The official answer is no. The real answer is I do it all the time and I have great results with it. I'm going to move you back just a touch. I just realized this is a terrible angle. Okay. So I do it all the time. Tess, I reuse them twice. And if they're still, I think they work a couple of times, 2 or 3 times. Hi, Jackie. Oh, oops. Didn't mean to move you. Okay. So that was one question I got, which was about paint. Another question was about barbecue sauce. I hope that sounds delicious. I hope it was something good. Barbecue sauce is really easy. Spray it with vinegar and water, scrub it with soap and a brush, or spray it with vinegar and water, blot it, scrub it with soap and a brush, and then just wash it out and you'll be good to go. Easy, easy, easy. I may do that as a quick little demo later today. Hi, Pamela. So those are some questions that we had so far. Another question that came up that's about house cleaning or housekeeping, I should say, is somebody asked me about algae coming up on their deck, or I think you actually said patio, but the same applies either way. This comes off with oxygen bleach. Just throw about 1/4 of a cup of oxygen bleach into a couple of gallons of hot water and just kind of scrub it on, and it will just disappear. The great thing about the oxygen bleach is it's relatively plant and animal safe. So in my case, it's not going to hurt the bunnies in the yard because I'm a big fan of the bunnies. So I don't want anything to happen to them. We actually saw one a few minutes ago. But that sort of algae on the deck. In fact, I read, I think it was 2 years ago, one of the deck companies that uses treated wood, they were recommending oxygen bleach as what you would use to clean the deck with. So it's a really good choice. So there's that. But if you have a question, my goodness, jump in and ask. A couple of other things. Somebody asked me about cleaning the Labubu. I did that because it was fun and it was just super fun. But it does work on all stuffed animals. But the person asked me, they had a faux shearling rug. And yes, that same technique would work. You just do it, in a bigger area. I can't tell if you are getting blinded by the sun, so I'm going to move in a little closer. The same technique would work. Just run it on there, towel with clear water, wipe it off. What's the best? What type of container can oxygen bleach be stored in? You can store it in anything. You just don't want it super airtight. And we tell you that because if for some reason water would get in it, it'll pop. Like when you put a bottle of Diet Coke in the freezer. Not that I've done it, but that's what'll happen, it'll pop. So what you want to do is you don't want it to be super airtight. It's not going to hurt anything. I mean, it's not an explosion. It's a pop, but your oxygen bleach goes out all over the room. So that's the problem. What's the best way to remove sticky adhesive from fabric? The best thing to use is use some oily soap. Use a little bit of oily soap, like I use stain solution from the laundress. Whatever you want to use, just use an oily soap and it'll come right off. Any tips on cleaning pontoon seats? They're dark spots, but not sure what they are. I would use oxygen bleach and water. It's probably mildew. You can, if you can leave them in the sun a little bit, like if the sun's going to hit it, what you can actually do is you can squeeze lemon on it and let the sun do the work. That will that'll take care of it. It's probably mildew, but squeeze a lemon, the sun actually has a photosynthesis and it will delete that off or get that off. Okay. But anyway, so the Labubu, back to that technique works on anything plush. So it can work on a stuffed animal, it can work on your rug, it can work on the collar of your coat. But it was fun. I think that was kind of a fun video. It was just sort of silly. And several of you are like, what are Labubus? But now you're seeing them pop up because they're sort of showing up everywhere. What other questions do you have? Had a sip of Diet Coke. Another question that I got, I actually think I got it 2 weeks ago, but I hadn't answered it. So I'm going to make sure that I get that done. Is crispy, like when fabric is crispy. She was afraid she was over drying it. Actually, that's too much detergent. That's the detergent or something staying in the fabric. So just less detergent. Okay, just a sec. Can you recommend a summer soap scent? I've been using Lemon Verbena, but I'm ready to switch it up. I can recommend a couple. The Mandarin Coriander is really nice. There's a couple from Maison France Luxe that I'm in love with right now. But I'm going to tell you, can you hold out? Can you hold out just a couple weeks? Because I'm going to announce something very exciting very soon. And I think there's going to be one that you love. Just ordered candles. My gray-white couch looks dull and faded. Is there a way to brighten and clean it? Yeah, you can absolutely use oxygen bleach. Just put it in like a little green machine or something, about a tablespoon to a quart of water, and it's just one pass. If you don't have that, you can sponge it on, but you have to sponge it off. If I was going to do a whole couch, honestly, if I didn't have one, I'd rent one or I'd borrow one. But I'm going to tell you, these are easy to come by on Facebook Marketplace for, $20 or $25. Pick one up. If you're going to buy a new one, Home Depot now does a Ryobi one. I need to figure out how to link things. Ryobi does one that's cordless. You like charge the battery and hook the battery into it. It's epic. But yeah, you'll be amazed. I always tell the story. I used to have an employee who had a sofa that was her husband's before they got married, and they threw it in the basement, and like the dog laid on it, and she didn't want to put it out for the garbage because it was so like oily and dirty from the dog. And so she just for kicks used oxygen bleach and a rug shampoo on it. It got so clean, she was actually able to donate it. It looked brand new. So it's really a great trick. How much oxygen bleach again? It's 1 tablespoon to a quart when you're going to use it for like the rugs or the furniture or something. And what's great about that is you don't have to rinse if you use like a rug shampoo, or if you blot it on, you do have to take a clear towel and blot it back up. But yeah, Tess, I'm actually flying to Seattle to work on this little new adventure this weekend. So, but the sofa, the sofa was amazing, and I've had people do it to their car seats. And the other story that I'll tell you about it, years ago in laundry camp, I was explaining about fabric oxidizing, and this woman had an all white house. Like everything was white. And I later went to visit it, and it was everything. It was the furniture, the floors, the walls, everything was white. It was really gorgeous. She'd raised 3 boys. I don't know. Anyway, I told her, and she said, "Well, everything is white. I vacuum it every other day." And I'm like, "It's just oxidized. It's nothing you've done." And she did it, and she started doing it every 6 months. And I was like, "You don't need to do it that often," but she did. And the king size comforter that never had a cover, it's yellowed. I do not have a front loading washing machine. How do I get rid of the yellow, please? Um, so I can tell you how to do it, but I'm going to be very specific. What you want to do is you've got to put it in something. Like I'm going to say the bathtub. Okay. And normally I say that you cannot use oxygen bleach on down, and that is the best rule. I'm going to make an exception for you because I'm going to trust that you're going to do this exactly like I kind of explain it to you. I want you to put it in the tub, or it's got to go in something where you can put some water in it because it has to get wet. It will float in your washing machine. So you first have to put it in something. I want you to put in about 2 tablespoons of oxygen bleach, and I want you to swish it in. And, we're not supposed to use oxygen bleach on down, but I'm going to tell you how it's going to be okay. You're going to swish it in, and then when you swish it in for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then I want you to drain it, and I want you to refill the tub just all the way up with cool water and let that sit about 20 minutes. You're neutralizing the oxygen bleach, and then throw it in your washing machine when it's wet. And the reason you do that is because down will float. If it's already wet, you can put it in the washing machine. It'll be okay. I think I may have the same Electrolux model as you when cleaning the vinegar and borax. Should I wait to add the vinegar till the water's... Yeah, I don't, Wendy. I put it in... I pour it in the drum before I ever shut the door. So I put the vinegar in, I put the borax in, and then I fill all of the dispensers with the extra vinegar. But I put most of the vinegar right into the drum and then shut the door and start it. And it works just fine. The only reason I put the extra vinegar in the all the various little dispenser spots is just to clean those out. It's not for any other reason. It's just to clean out the dispenser things. And I never use them. In fact, I recently opened the dispenser drawer of my newest one, which I got in November, because I was going to clean it. And it's the first time I was going to clean it. And it still had the sticker and tape in there. So I really don't use the drawer. But yeah, I fill it with vinegar just to run it, to keep vinegar running through those hoses and those sorts of things. What other questions do we have? It's nice here in Minnesota. It's actually a little cool. How much borax? It's a pound, Pamela. So if you get a box of borax, usually it's a 4-pound box. So it's roughly 1 pound. I just went to Greece for 2 weeks, and a pair of shoes is so stinky. Threw them in the wash with oxygen bleach. Still need to be. Any other odor removing tricks? Okay, first of all, Greece sounds wonderful. I would just run them back through, or you could actually soak them for a little bit in oxygen bleach and water if you need to. I'm surprised it didn't just come out in the machine, but just put them in the sink with some oxygen bleach. I mean, oxygen bleach is very antibacterial. So just if, it can access them for a half hour and then toss them in the washer again, and you should be good to go. I mean, the other thing is you could spray them with vodka, but I don't think vodka is going to work better than oxygen bleach. I have, just because I was on vacation once and couldn't get to oxygen bleach because I didn't travel with it, I have put lemon juice on something and put it in the sun, squeezed a lemon on it, but I just did it to a pair of flip-flops. And it worked because of the photosynthesis, but I think soaking them, Eleanor, with some oxygen bleach, and you should be good to go. All right. Do we have any other questions? No. I do want to throw out, if for some reason you want my emails and you're not getting them, make sure that, if you're not getting them, just resubscribe. There was an algorithm. It's something's going on right now, and a lot of people are getting unsubscribed that didn't want to. If you want to unsubscribe, I mean, that's totally fine. But if you want the emails and you're not getting them, just make sure you're subscribed. Back to my down. Yellow King comforter. Once I schlep it from the tub to the laundromat, what do I put in the wash machine to wash it? Just put it in with about a tablespoon of soap flakes. If you're going to take it to a laundromat, can you just put it in a front-loading washer? Because then you would, I mean, it could dry if it wanted to. I mean, I would still just do it in the moment, but I was just trying to save you the, you know, the extra step. I was just trying to save you a step. But I would put the comforter in. I'd soak it at home. I'd put it in a garbage bag, and I'd just take it to the laundromat, dump it in, add a tablespoon of soap flakes or down wash, and wash it. That would be how I would do it. I'd just toss it in, wash it, and just wash it on warm, and then make sure that you remember to take tennis balls to put in the dryer. Make sure you take tennis balls to put in the dryer because it'll make it so much faster, which A, makes it faster, and B, saves you a fortune because they take forever to dry. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. We've hit 15 minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in, and, I'm home. And, but I will see you again next week. And if you have a question that you asked last week and I didn't get to it, I'll pick it up next week. And if you're watching this later and you have a question, and you just put it in the comments and I'll answer it next week and you can pick it up then. Everybody, thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye.